Hi everyone, Dave from rugrag.com. Today we're going to tell you a little bit about how to take care of longer fringe. More specifically, we're going to tell you about two options that you can do in home. It's a fairly simple process, and as you can see, you just need a couple of supplies. I do want to remind you all, if your carpet is older and antique, you're going to be a little bit concerned about value. So you're going to want to check with your local professional, make sure that there's no problems in terms of adversely affecting the value of the carpet by altering it. And secondly, if your fringe is not healthy or if it's been bleached or is dry rotted, you're going to want to be very careful. We're going to go ahead and get started. This is a very quick process, and we're just going to show you the quick tips on how to cut your fringe shorter. So to start off, as you can see, this fringe is a little bit long, and we've got a piece of cardboard here. We're just going to trim it down to the size that we want. Marker it off. Grab the scissors, just go ahead and cut. All right. Looks about right. What you're going to want to do is keep this up against the pile of the rug. It's going to help reinforce any kind of line. You don't want to cut perfectly straight because it's going to look a little bit funny. You want to actually go with the line of the rug and with the pile and the shape of the actual structure of the piece. My friend Mark, he's going to help us out in making sure the fringe gets straight and also taping it up as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Now that the fringe is straight and we've got all the tassels evenly aligned, we're going to go ahead and tape up. Basically now we're looking at a completely covered fringe. The reason we've done this is first to keep it in place while we cut. Secondly, we also need to mark off the area. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our marker, we're going to take our pre-cut piece of cardboard that defines the final length of the fringe that we want. We're going to go ahead, we're going to follow the edge of the rug all the way down from one end to the other. We're just going ahead and cutting through, following the line and the shape of the rug as well. This is also a great way to keep the ends of your fringe looking new. So if you've had your rug for a little while, you're going to see a little bit of the blooming of the tips of the fringe. Great, so right now we're at the point in time where you can make one of two decisions. Either we can go ahead and pull the tape off and you can have shorter fringe, or you can go ahead and put it onto the back of the carpet. So what we're going to show you first is going to be taking the fringe and taping it onto the reverse side of the rug. We have the advantage of the fringe being rigid now that we have the packing tape on there. So we're going to go ahead and fold over one corner and throw a piece of duct tape on there. And we do this just so when the fringe gets folded over, you don't see it when the rug is laying down. Then we're going to fold over the fringe onto the back of the rug, and we're going to put duct tape, and then we're going to go ahead and do 1 foot increments all the way down the fringe. Basically, we're all set. The fringe is all fixed onto the back of the rug. For some pieces, you might note that you're going to see a little bit of white showing through. It's not uncommon for some people to just go ahead and marker that, although it's best not to use permanent marker. You want to use something that is going to be reversible. Now, the other option that we were talking about and we had just completed before was actually trimming the fringe. So what we're going to do now is remove what we had already done on the back of the rug and show you what the final result looks like with trimmed fringe. For the unveiling of the fringe, we're going to go ahead and remove the packing tape, which we're going to apply. And take a look at the final result. It's pretty good. You're going to want to have a couple of extra tassels. They're just going to need a little bit of extra trimming. Not a problem. Do that with your scissors. Very, very easily remedied. Final job looks pretty clean, looks pretty nice. Thanks very much for tuning in. If you have any questions, send them to info@rugrag.com. Thanks again.